June 19th, 2022. I'd like to wish all the viewers today the only true holiday that is today, and that is Father's Day. So if you are a male with a child, and you don't do despicable things to them, then happy Father's Day. I want to talk about Juneteenth because Juneteenth is a historical anachronism. It is not a true. What it purports to celebrate is it's oversimplified, and it does a disservice to the historical record of slavery in this country. So, and it's being exploited for political means. Make no mistake about it. So, Juneteenth is this holiday that never existed before, unless you were a freedman from Texas, specifically Galveston area. This holiday never meant anything. It never existed. You never heard about it. I graduated with a bachelor's in history. I'm 31 years old. When did I first hear about Juneteenth? I want to say that was like, I think maybe I first heard about it maybe in high school. And it wasn't taught. It was something I found because I'm a lover of history. I looked into it. But the problem with Juneteenth is that is when Union troops came into Galveston and let the people know let the slaves know they were free. This was in June of 1865. Now, the problem with that is the 13th Amendment, which is what abolished slavery. Supposedly, it didn't. And I'll get into that too. But the 13th Amendment was passed in December of 1865. So if you were a slave owner in Delaware, if you were a slave owner in Maryland, you were a slave owner in any of the territories that did not rebel against the federal Union government, you got to keep your slaves past Juneteenth. No one came on your property and told them they were free or any of that shit. You have the 13th Amendment passed in December of 1865. Lincoln was dead. It was his vice president, who then became president, Andrew Johnson. He's the one that signed it into law after it was ratified by the states. But interestingly enough, slavery did not cease legally in the United States of America until August of 1866. So that's another 8 months after the 13th Amendment. What happened was the Native American tribes, certain tribes, were very big into slavery. If you look into accounts of the Trail of Tears, there were a lot of African descendant slaves that were brought with the tribes to them through the Trail of Tears out to Oklahoma and the other resettlement places out west. Now, the Cherokee Nation fought tooth and nail to keep their slaves. And this is what happened. It had to go through the courts. They actually ironed out a treaty. And that treaty was, I think it was like ratified, I want to say July, sometime in July, but it wasn't announced. It wasn't announced and enforced until August of 1866. So Juneteenth is a bullshit holiday. It is a holiday that goes against the historical record. The only people that should be celebrating Juneteenth are the descendants of the slaves that were liberated from Texas. Otherwise, this holiday doesn't mean shit to you. You can pretend that it does, but it's this holiday. It rewrites history, and I don't like that shit at all. It's fucking bullshit. So, but they'll do whatever they can to divide us, and they're doing a good job at it, I guess. But so, unless you are the descendant of a freed slave from Texas, this isn't your holiday. You can pretend it is. The news can tell you it is. The government can tell you it is. It can be a federal holiday. You can get work off. You can not go to your fucking bank because they're going to be closed. You can pretend to celebrate it. You can pretend that this is a good thing, but it's not. It's a historical revisionist holiday that, one, it tries to erase the continuation of slavery in the Union states, and it also tries to erase the historical record of slavery within the Native American tribes, the sovereign tribes. So, if you care about history, anyone brings up Juneteenth, set them straight. The North had their slaves until December of 1865, and the Native Americans had their slaves until August of 1866. So this is not a holiday about free slaves outside of Texas. It's not.